News and markets.
Well, Ren, to kick things off, our Monday's episode is wildly out of date because we were talking about the dock workers' strike over in the US.
Yeah, we were talking about $5 billion a day impact on the economy, how we'll have an inflationary impact on Australia.
Yeah, shipping was going to shut down.
Between when we recorded that episode and then when we released it, the dock workers came to an agreement with their employers. We should be clear, though, that we're not out of the woods yet. They've just postponed the strike until the 15th of January. I think the hurricane that hit large parts of the US was a pretty big motivating factor to say now is not the right time. Like, there's a duty to get supplies into the country.
Big time.
So it was good that they eased up on the strike. Not good for our content, but there are more important things in the world.
Yeah, I think they got 62% pay rise at the end.
Over 6 years.
Over 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Anyway, you're right. There are other things to talk about. Rio Tinto, they are looking to become the world's third largest producer of lithium.
Yeah, so they are looking to buy Arcadian Lithium. Both companies acknowledged that they were in takeover talks. And Rio is looking at lithium despite the lithium price falling more than 80% from its all-time highs in 2022.
Yes. I mean, now's the time to get into it, to be honest.
Well,
asset prices are, all these producers are either going out of business, on their knees. Value of assets are down as well.
Yeah, so Arcadium is currently valued at 4.8 billion Aussie dollars. Macquarie Bank did a sum of its parts analysis not too long ago and said it was worth 8.5 billion. So, I mean, to your point, a lot of these lithium players are massively undervalued. Now, you are pretty happy with the old lithium turnaround story because, maybe a month ago you spoke about how you'd bought some Mineral Resources.
I reckon even less, yeah.
And for people unfamiliar, Mineral Resources is a mining services company. They process a lot of iron ore for a lot of the miners, but they are also getting into the lithium game themselves. And they've been beaten up as the lithium price has fallen and the iron ore price has fallen. But it seems like the mining industry are listening to Equity Mates because you managed to time the market pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they called the bottom of the market on a Thursday, I think.
Minres did.
Minres did, yeah. The bottom of the lithium price on a early week, and then I got in late that week, and since then it's up 75%.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Anyway, we'll see how that pans out.
I don't think we can say that lithium is structurally out of the woods yet.
Yeah.
Like, there is still a short-term supply-demand mismatch.
Big time.
It's going to be a crucial metal for the electric vehicle revolution, and that is what Rio are betting on. That is why they are going so all in on lithium. We've seen a lot of Aussie companies try and do takeovers and them not be successful. BHP tried to buy Anglo American, the big miner. REA Group tried to buy Rightmove.
Yes.
So hopefully Rio can have some more luck than some of those other big Australian companies. But one thing I find quite interesting is that Rio and BHP are diverging. Like, they both have a green metal strategy. So they're both, the last generation of Rio and BHP's growth was coal and iron ore, particularly iron ore. They both are now trying to get into green metals. BHP is getting into nickel and potash, copper, and Rio is going all in on lithium.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting that these two big Aussie miners, as they diverge in the green metals that they're chasing, you would think over time their fortunes could diverge as well. Or all green metals could do well, and they all keep doing well. Who knows?
And where does Twiggy sit? Where's Fortescue?
Well, still iron ore. Like, he's been pure play iron ore.
He went hard personally on hydrogen.
Well, that's Fortescue Future Industry. So it's still part of Fortescue.
Which I think he's pulled back heavy.
Yeah, so hydrogen is not having a great moment at the moment. Origin Energy pulled out of their hydrogen plays as well. So that is going to be one to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, to close out, the Bank of Nan and Pop is now making headlines. We've had the Bank of Mum and Dads helping their kids buy houses or get into the housing market. But now we're seeing the Bank of Nan and Pop helping Gen Z home buyers, so the younger generation, get into the market, with now 12% of Gen Z home owners saying that they've received help.
Yeah.
1 in 8.
1 in 8.
Yes.
Now, look, we put this on our Instagram and there was a comment 12% isn't a lot. I think 12% is a fair bit, getting help from their grandparents to buy houses.
I agree. Yeah.
In terms of education costs, 1 in 5 Gen Z reported getting help from grandparents.
Like uni.
And yeah,
Okay.
or school, I guess. Yeah. And I think this is a symptom of a broader story that is worth paying attention to. Because for about 10 years, the finance industry has spoken about the great wealth transfer.
Yeah.
I think the number is like in Australia over the next 20 years, $3.5 trillion will
Yep.
be passed down mainly by baby boomers to younger generations. And for context, baby boomers, the youngest baby boomers are just turning 60
Yep.
and the oldest are in their late 70s. So they're in that like prime retirement, thinking about passing on their wealth. Like the great wealth transfer has been happening for a little while because the bank of mum and dad were these boomers, but now they're becoming grandparents,
Yeah.
and we're seeing them pass wealth down another generation as well.
Yeah.
The amount of wealth that's consolidated in baby boomers is crazy. They're like 20-something% of the population in Australia. They own 48% of the wealth. And the decisions they make about how and when they pass on their wealth is going to have major impacts on the economy.
Massive.
The Bank of Mum and Dad as a lender, these are numbers from the AFR in 2021, so might have drifted slightly, but the AFR put them as the 9th biggest home loan lender in the country with a loan book of $34 billion.
Crazy. Yeah.
And that's parents helping kids. The Bank of Nan and Pop might become a major lender in Australia in their own right as well. So I think it's just a reminder that like this is going to be one of the defining financial stories of our lifetimes, this great wealth transfer from baby boomers down the generations.
Yeah.
And this is another place where it's popping up.
Yeah. Well, I know a family, we have a family friend whose grandparents still alive. They decided, we're going to pass some of our inheritance to their kids and their their parents' age, like our parents' age. And those parents then just sent it straight through to the kids. And so exactly that, this wealth transfer from grandparents to their kids down to the younger kids, and then they went straight into property.
Yeah.
So I think 1 in 8 is significant to your point in economic impact. Like think about being at an auction. That's a significant percentage to be going up against someone with that sort of help.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I mean,
watch this space.
yeah.
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 All right. Well, if you want to keep up with the headlines, make sure you subscribe to our daily newsletter where we'll send you headlines from around the world every day straight to your inbox. There'll be a link in the show notes to sign up to that. Word on the street is people are now reading it instead of the AFR. So stay up to date.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.